If you're a creative who doesn't have a creative process and you want to find one that brings out your best, brightest, and most inventive self, then keep watching because this video is for you. Hey, I'm Charla. I'm a writer turned mindful productivity coach who's on a mission to help you bust through perfectionism, procrastination, and self-doubt so you can get to work. You've probably heard of the creative process of the most famous artists like Stephen King, who documents his process in his book on writing, A Memoir of the Craft. In his book, he talks about how his creative process involves writing 2,000 words a day, having a dedicated writing space, getting life experience, getting feedback, and a number of other things he's developed over decades of writing his best-selling books. This is all excellent advice, and I highly recommend reading books like On Writing by Stephen King and Born Standing Up by Steve Martin that give you insight into the process of the best to ever do it. But what I want to talk about in this video is, how do we find our own creative process? How do we get to the point where we know what reliably brings out our creativity and allows us to get our work done? I think there are 4 essential steps to finding your creative process, so let's jump in and break down each one. Step number 1 is to actively and intentionally create your process. If I had $1 for every writer I've talked to who thinks that a creative process is just gonna fall in their lap, I'd have like $30 or $40. A creative process doesn't just appear out of thin air. It doesn't just magically happen because you wanted to or because you sat down to write. Instead, a creative process is an active, ongoing conversation between you and your work. If your work is not getting done, it's a signal to you that you either need a creative process, that something about your process is not working, or something about your process is no longer working and needs to change. I think the best way to figure that out is with step number 2, which is to experiment. What works best for you? Writing every day, writing once a week, writing in the morning, in the evenings, only on weekends? Do you need isolation or a noisy cafe? Do you need to collaborate and talk out your ideas? Or are you better working solo? Do you enjoy working on several projects at a time so you can jump in and out of each one? Or do you need to only be working on one project at a time? Does it feel natural to you to complete 2 or 3 projects a year? Or is one project every 2 or 3 years more your style? Every project is an opportunity to experiment with your process. The most important part of experimentation is being open to different ways of working and embracing trial and error. Step number 3 is to have an endpoint. Now, this step is really for those of us who want to be professional creatives or who want to have some level of professional accomplishment in our creative work. And what do I mean by professional accomplishment? I mean getting something published, whether it's by a publisher or self-publishing, selling a screenplay, or getting your film distributed or seen by many people, just to name a few examples. Because without an endpoint or a clear idea of when you'd like this project to be done or what you'd like to do when you're done with it, means that it's really not a process at all. It's just you being creative for the sake of being creative, which is wonderful if that's what you want. But if you want to take your creative work to the next level, you must have some sort of endpoint in mind for each project. Because having a bunch of projects that are endless and ongoing makes it very difficult to track your progress and therefore to establish a process. Yes, a creative process is fluid. It can take weeks, months, days, or years to finish a project, but ultimately each project must come to an end. Having a desired endpoint helps you track how long it actually takes you to get projects done. And when you either hit or miss your desired endpoint, that's really important information about your process. Even more importantly, without a desired or planned endpoint, there's no timeline, no urgency, and certainly no momentum to get your projects done. And last but not least is step number 4, which is to prioritize your well-being. When it comes to designing your creative process, your well-being is of the utmost importance. Because if you're not in a good place mentally, emotionally, and physically, it's almost impossible to do good work. I think a lot of us are struggling to establish a creative process or even just get work done because hustle culture has made us buy into the idea that we can only feel good about ourselves once we get work done. We can only take care of ourselves once the work has been attended to, once we have something to show the world. Over and over again, we're constantly encouraged to put work first and ourselves second. And the thing is, output is important for our own sense of happiness and accomplishment. Getting work done doesn't just have the potential to make us better at our craft and move us forward in our career. It also has the positive effect of making us feel good about ourselves. But I think in order to have the energy and the mental clarity to do our best work, we must first take care of the vessel doing that work. So if you notice that you're struggling to get work done, you might need to take a step back from your work and check in on yourself. When it comes to our creative process, I think there are 2 important aspects of your well-being to keep track of. And the first one is taking care of your mind and body. And the second one is taking care of your relationship with yourself. Let's talk about the first one, taking care of your mind and body. Your mind is an engine, and taking care of your physical body is one of the ways to make sure that your mind works the way that it's meant to. Let's say, for example, that you're trying to muster up the energy and motivation to get work done, but you're a couch potato who doesn't move or see the light of day most of the time. You don't have any hobbies. You don't have any relationships with family and friends. You spend most of your time scrolling. This is a recipe for unhappiness, depression, anxiety, and certainly never reaching any goals. So if you're struggling with establishing a creative process or with being creative, you might need to take a step back and really think about if you're taking care of your physical body in a way that makes creating possible. Now let's talk about the second aspect of your well-being that's super important for establishing a creative process, which is your relationship with yourself. Imagine trying to be creative or establishing a creative process when you're dealing with very deep shame or self-hatred, which makes you constantly criticize the way that you're doing everything. You dismiss your ideas as not good, or you criticize yourself for not doing things perfectly or good enough. Or this poor relationship with yourself can lead to putting on a false self and creating from that place where you create things that you think people might like or value about your work in order to get that love and respect and acceptance that you desire. A toxic and unhealthy relationship with self takes up a huge amount of brain energy. And it makes it impossible for the mind to work at its highest level, for you to trust in yourself, and therefore to trust in your own voice. The way to address this is to be compassionate, patient, understanding, and accepting with yourself as you work through finding your creative process. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful and what you're gonna do to either start or change your creative process. That's all I've got for now. Until next time, get out there, get to work. Here at Get That Work, we are anti-hustle culture. We say no to never sleeping and a big hell no to burning out in the name of capitalism. Instead, we say a big hell yes to caring about our well-being and working in a way that feels good. If you like this content and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share.